All right, so type 2. All right, we're going to talk about type 2 inequalities. Type 2 are inequalities that are the and we usually graph these. These are graphed together. So for our first example, we have x is greater than or equal to negative 6 and x is less than or equal to 1. All right. Now, these are already solved for me, so I'm just going to draw my number line. All right. And I have negative 6, I have negative 5, I have 0, and I have 1. All right. Now, it's including 6, so that means that's a closed circle. And my symbol is the positive symbol, right? It's the greater than symbol, so it's going that direction. And if I go here to 1, 1 is including 1, and it's the less than symbol, so that means it's going that direction. So I'm including all of the values of x in between negative 6 and 1. So my brackets, my interval notation, is going to look like this. Negative 6, and it's closed because it's including negative 6, comma, positive 1. Okay? This is my interval notation. Interval notation. Now, let's talk about how we would write this in a more condensed form. Okay? So I have my words up here, my inequalities. I have x greater than or equal to negative 6 and x is less than or equal to 1. Note, okay, I need to write, when I write this, the negative 6 is going to come first, right? So I'm going to have negative 6, x is going to be in the middle, and then 1 is going to be on the right side, okay? If I look at this one, it's x less than or equal to 1. But if I look at this, x is on x in terms of looking at my setup here to combine these two here. X is on the right side of this negative 6. Here, x is on the left side, so I need to rewrite this. I need to write this as to negative 6 and then x on that side. When I rewrite that, I need to switch my inequality symbol. So instead of x being greater than negative 6, negative 6 needs to be less than x, less than or equal to x. So we're saying the same thing. They're equivalent statements. All we did was switch where the x fell in. So that lets us write our condensed form of our inequality statement. So negative 6, less than or equal to x, less than or equal to 1. Okay? So this is our interval notation, and this is our condensed form. So let's do some examples. All right. So now let's say I have 2 less than or equal to x plus 4. And let's say that's less than 9. Now, all right, I have 2 inequality symbols. Before I had 1 or 2 separate equations, okay? The easiest way to handle this is treat this like you have 2 equal signs. So if I subtract 4 from the middle here, I need to subtract 4 from here, and I need to subtract 4 from there. Let me do my different color, so it's not all in the same color. And I'm going to use gold. All right, so I'm going to subtract 4, subtract 4, subtract 4. So that's gone. Now I just have x in the middle. That's going to be less than negative 2 is less than or equal to x. And then that's going to be less than 5 minus 4 will give me 5. Okay, note this is the condensed form. So now I need to write my inequality statement and draw my pictures. Now my inequality statement, it's already set up for me that way. So, or my interval notation. All right, so that means it's going to be negative 2, comma 5. 5 is open, so that means that's going to be parentheses. This is closed, so that's going to be braces there. All right, but let's talk about graphing. Let's graph this. In order for me to graph this, all right, I have negative 2 here, and I have 0 here, and I have 5 there. All right, now I know that my symbol, all right, so I have negative 2 is here. It's including 2, negative 2. and I have 5 here. It's not including 5. And I know it's going to be all the values of x here in between. All right? That is our graph. And that is as easy as it can be. I'm going to do one more. I'm going to do one more in the next video. I'm going to do a little bit more challenging one, specifically one with fractions. See you in the next video.